Very good morning to everyone. In this lecture, EC8652 Wireless Communication, Unit 2 Cellular Architectures. In this session, we are going to discuss about the topic how to improving the coverage capacity under cellular systems. To increase the coverage area in a cellular system, it is very important to assign more number of radio channels to a cells so as to meet the mobile traffic. More number of channels, higher will be coverage range. That is a distance in a cells, thus leading to a higher coverage capacity. For enhancing the cellular coverage capacity, there are many techniques available and some important cellular techniques are here. So number one, cell splitting, cell sectoring and micro zone method, that is a Lee's microcell method. Repeaters for extended range, that is using overlaid cells. Now we are discussing the one by one. First one is cell splitting. The cell splitting is a technique of subdividing the congested, that is a high traffic cell into a smaller sized cell. The parent cells which was originally congested is called a microcells or macrocells. And the smaller cells are called as a microcells. The main objective of cell splitting process is to increase the cellular capacity of system where frequency reuse techniques can be efficiently implemented. For example, a congested cell is subdivided into smaller cells. Each smaller, that is a microcells, has a base station antenna exclusively, and microcell radius will be of the radius value of the macrocells. So it can be analyzed the transmitted power. The transmitted power, that is a transmitted power of large parent cell, is equivalent to the transmitted power of small cells. In this cell splitting process, generally the larger are dedicated to high speed traffic cells. For the reason, the number of handoff problems will be less in the large cell and call progress will be smoothly continued in the larger cells. Also, the channels in old cells have to be broken into two groups. Number one, if a large transit power is used for all the available cells, then some of the channels are used by smaller cells. May not be completely separated by co-channel cells. This may lead to interference. In case if a smaller transmit power is used for the available cells, then there is a change of unresolved problems. That is, some part of the larger cells would be left out unserved. This is also not acceptable. Hence, the channel of macro or large cells have to be divided into two groups. The larger cells has for high speed traffic and micro smaller cells of low speed traffic regions. Now we can move to the cell sectoring. It is a directional antenna for cell sectoring. The technique to increase the capacity, but it kept the radius of cells as constant. The size of clusters in cellular region may be reduced because the cell sectoring increases the signal to interference noise ratio. In this method of decreasing the co-channel interference value and enhancing the system performance by using the directional antenna, it is called a cell sector or cell sectoring. What is a sectoring? A cell in the cellular region is generally divided into 120 degree sector and another one is a 60 degree sectors. If the sector is 120 degree is a cell of hexagonal type consists of 3 sectors, and 60 degree sectors the hexagonal type cell consists of 6 sectors. If the cell sectors are employed, then the channel used in a cell will be divided into groups. Therefore it called as a sectored group, and they are used only within a sector. For example, in a 7 cell reuse pattern with 120 degree sectoring, the possible number of interference in the first type will be only 2. It means that only 2 cells of 6 co-channel cells get interfered, and it is better to apply the cell sectoring in the design aspect of mobile communication to increase cellular capacity with less interference. Now we can move to the another concept of micro zone method. It is another name of Lee's microcell method. One of the problems associated with cell sectoring is that requirement of more number of handoff problems, thereby increased load status at the switching and controlling components of the cellular mobile system. There is another new concept. It is a micro zone concept to minimize this problem. For example, we can see the structure micro zone concept. There is 3 zone 1 to 3 zone with a transmitter and a receiver setup, but they are connected to a single, that is a single base station, so that they are shared the same equipment. For establishing connection between these 3 zone with the common base station, microwave link, coaxial cable link or fiber optic cable are used. Such a arrangement of several cellular zone with one base station constitute a cells. The cells, when a mobile user roaming for one zone, say 1 to another zone 2, then zone 1 will have strongest signal with respect to the base station. In this microcell zone concept, the antennas are placed at the edges each zone such that when the user move from one zone to another zone, the signal strength does not reduce the other methods. So the number of handoff are less when compared to cell sectoring method when a cell is in progress. Now what are the drawbacks? The disadvantages and the advantages. First of all, the advantages of microcell zone concept. When the mobile user travel from one zone to another zone within the same cell, the same channel is still maintained for the call progress. Number 2, the low power transmitters are used in each zone. Apart from control base station, the effect of interference is highly reduced. Number 3, it improved the signal quality is possible. And finally, the advantages of micro zone cell concept, it reduced the number of handoff procedures when a call in a progress. Now what are the applications of in this micro zone method? It is used in the urban traffic or highway traffic conditions. So in this session we are discussing the improving coverage capacity in a cellular system in the different category of cell splitting, cell sectoring and microzone concept. And also the how to reduce the hand of problems and how to reduce the sectoring of 120 and 60 degree sectoring of each individual cells in the one autonomous area. And finally we can discuss the advantages of microzone cell concept and also the applications of microzone cell concept. Thank you for watching this video.